Hey, chances are this is probably the first time you've seen my account before, and I'm very glad to have you here right now. So stick around a bit if you enjoy my dumb art or the context behind it. By the way, all of these descriptions are straight from the Men Write Women subreddit, nothing I describe my characters as, fortunately. So straight on to the first one. They observed her as she turned to go upstairs. They observed her as if it was the first time they'd looked at her in years. Despite her pale color and the unhappiness that clung to her, the way a bad dream clings to a rumpled pillowcase. She was lovely, her hair as straight and red as iron ketchup. What is that even supposed to mean here? Is this supposed to be like dry rubber or burnt? It rode gravity's one-way ticket all the way to her waist. Her blue eyes were as soft and moist as huevos rancheros. God, moist. And the long curl of her there lashes caused fimber light shadows to fall on the swell of her cheeks. She was not tall, yet the legs that hung out of her skirt seemed a tall woman's legs. Beneath her "No Nukes is Good Nukes" t-shirt, her astonishing round honkers jiggled ever so slightly, like balls bounced on the noses of Valium heel? Valium eating seals. God, that's awful. Especially my grammar, jeez. For this video, I already prepared a few quick sketches just to save us some time because, well, low attention span viewers and because I'm not good at talking, unfortunately. My immediate first thought was to get the face done with so I can figure out how exactly she can carry herself, which is described as. Wait, no, they didn't describe her or how she walked. My bad. Well, she's gonna be walking like she owns the place because I like the sound of that. And after getting her long lashes that casted on her cheeks, I'm just gonna get that rubbery ketchup looking hair done quickly so I can move on to a more interesting part, which is sadness clinging to her, which I actually do like the description for that. And it's even funnier to draw, not to mention it's might be the only thing making this piece actually interesting besides, besides if I honked up her legs for no reason in particular. Every male author's favorite character designs: balloons, big old bazookas. Because this is YouTube, I'm doing my best to cover it up a bit with the chihuahua, but like the descriptions, was screaming for these to be at least 3 feet in diameter. Oh, also, she's got a chihuahua from what I remember. So after I honked up her legs, I add the No Nukes shirt design that is just totally swallowed up by everything else going on. Since I kind of got that sketch down in 15 minutes, I'm just going to move on to the flat coloring next. And just because, well, I'm sure not hanging on to any of these anyways. I do want to quickly mention I have so much respect for authors as I'm also trying to create my own project. And it is so incredibly difficult to get everything to be meaningful, but like, there's no excuses for some parts, honestly. Getting drawings like this done so fast should help me build my motivation a ton. And this character is honestly not too bad. She's clearly got some quality assets, and I do like that the author actually gave a bit of clothing description as well. That's pretty necessary, and that's something that other authors like to just skip over, unfortunately, even though it's quite vital. Also, just trying to make sure I can get her skin color as accurate as to the description as possible. Just your average pale girly that really highlights her hung legs. Next, just filling in her ketchup hair, because for whatever reason she decided to take an iron to the head. So this is the final piece, or about as far as I'm going to be taking this piece, just because I really want to move on to the next one now. Clean lines, round where they should be round, her shoulders nicely sloping and set right to carry the box that still needed no bra to lift them. Flat stomach, long legs, long neck, a swan neck, fair, fair skin with an English bloom to her cheeks, a delicate face with high cheekbones, unlined yet long swaths of gold hair that curled of their own majesty. Yes, she told herself, for 33 years still a woman to be desired, but the thought did not wholly please her. So I'm sure you can guess where this is going, but the swan neck is hilarious, and I'm sure you'd know what I'd do if I described it as a neck like a giraffe's. Just adding the face details, I'm not quite sure what they meant by English blossom, and I couldn't find online what English blossom was. Thought it'd be a flower, so I just did that. But maybe it's wrinkles, something like that, or just like having a blush. I guess that makes more sense to me. With the gold blonde hair that I'm making look like a king because it's described as a majesty, and I'm not an English teacher, nor do I really know how that helped with imagery. This hairstyle would look so good on the Queen from Bridgerton. She can pull off anything. Now that I'm rereading this description, I see that he's talking about having a full chest that has no gravity to them for some reason. But also, that's not possible. They aren't made of bone. So I kind of just went for a flat chest at the time, and I'm not gonna fix it. Yeah. Just starting with the face, I forgot that these authors love making their interests the palest whites. So I was kind of going for a more dark-skinned character regardless. So for the color of the dress, I decided to go with purples. And I may or may not have should have chosen a different thing, because I'm sure you can quickly see that's just Rapunzel remodeled to have a king on her hair for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. But too late to go back. I already chose the colors, not fixing it, blah 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 blah. This one actually was even quicker than the first one. It's not too bad. Pretty creepy to look at the neck. But in all honesty, not that bad. If that's the description I was given and that's what I got, it's an interesting character. Definitely has some character. Anyways, this next description I chose because it's one of the few that gives more than just her chest and legs. Miro turned to the terminal. There was a hollow of a woman there. She was small, sitting on a stool, leaning against a holographic wall. She was not beautiful, not ugly either. Her face had character. Her eyes were haunting, innocent, sad. Her mouth delicate, about to smile, about to weep. Her clothing seems veil-like, insubstantial, and yet instead of being provocative, it revealed a sort of innocence, a girlish, small, honked body, the hands clasped lightly in her lap, her legs childishly parted, with the toes pointing inward. She could have been sitting on a teeter-totter or on the edge of... Oh, yeah, that's disgusting. That's a bad description. That's creepy. Yeah, don't describe anyone like that. Not with that last area. God. Okay, so this one I may have gone at lightning speed, so I'm gonna have to be real brief here. Obviously, starting with the face again, and I'm adding those ghost-like features around the eyes and mouth because her face is just haunting. Honestly, there's quite a few oxymorons in this one, but it's still doable with what it is. It's easy to make someone look like they're smiling and about to weep. Just use of lines is all that matters. The whole character description has a lot of gross childlike descriptions, but as if it were in a smut book, which is off-putting and made me have to cut out the last part of the paragraph because that was just an awful analogy. I really do want to get the hologram look to this, but honestly I've never had the opportunity to do this before, so it's quite a bit amateurish for me, but I'll probably look up some references and learn from more seasoned artists later tonight. To get this glitchy effect, I just added some blue light seeping through the character as if it were 3D and not just on a flat canvas, and then adding this glitchy effect to, well, honestly just look more like a hologram. I think I did okay with this. It looks a bit too smooth. If I were to go back, I would have probably added some shapes like rectangles of different colors or shades just to make it look like it's on a screen, because that I think would help just a bit. I think if this didn't have such an illegal sounding description, it would have been funner to draw. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this short video. Honestly, I'm in so much physical pain right now that I wish I could have enjoyed this more. I've got like artist posture pain, but it's from my 9 to 5 and not art instead. It's, a little odd for an artist. But anyways, thanks to anyone who stuck around, and have a great day. Maybe even sub if you like my vids, or like my vids if you like my vids. I promise they will get better. This is my second video ever, and have a good day.